What is up, people? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Sorry that we are running a bit late. Had a crazy equipment malfunction right as soon as I went to hit the live button. But here we are. The Arsenal have beaten Mansfield Town 2-1 in the away game today in the FA Cup. So let's go ahead and smash up those likes for the FA Cup win today through to the quarterfinals. Go ahead and hype it up. If you got any of those left, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It would be an absolute honor and a pleasure to welcome you to the community. And I want to know what you're thinking in that comments section down below. Yes, Arsenal through to the quarterfinals. Wasn't too much of a scare despite what the BBC will tell you. Just wanted to come on here and give some of my thoughts. I definitely thought it was a comfortable game. I was pretty comfortable the whole time, but it ended up being pretty back and forth despite us having 67% possession. I definitely thought we were comfortable, but I wanted to speak on a couple of things in this game. I loved the lineup. I loved the personnel. I think Arteta did well today. I think he did exactly what we needed to do. Hopefully, Trossard and Calafiori will be fine with those niggles, knocks, injuries, whatever. Hopefully, it was just precaution to bring them both off. Calafiori, man, you got just stay healthy. Can you stay healthy for like any length of time, please, sir? Like, please just stay healthy for a little bit. Going into this one, that was the main thing, was just keep the guys healthy, keep everybody healthy. And so we're definitely going to have an eye out for whatever happened to Trossard and whatever happened to Calafiori. We definitely are going to need them in the run-in. So other than that, those are probably the only negatives from me. Yes, the performance wasn't incredible, but I'm going to make a bunch of excuses for that. And so here we go. Right out the rip, we noticed that the formation was everybody's favorite wingback formation with three central defenders and two wingbacks with Trossard, I believe. Who started wingback? Let's look at this, how we started. Martinelli was the left wingback, Medweke the right wingback, and Trossard was actually furthest forward. And I get that because Martinelli works back probably more than Trossard. I thought they both were kind of poor, to be honest with you. Trossard obviously going out early in the game, not what you wanted to see. But I thought that in that formation, in that three-back formation, we looked uncomfortable. We looked like it was unfamiliar. And add that to the fact that this 11 hasn't played together, ever, and we're in a new formation. Obviously, we were going to start a little bit lackluster, a little bit, kind of trying to figure out where everybody goes, the rotation, the movement, who's following who against the ball, etc. There was a lot to figure out. And so, we started slow, and I expected that, especially if you go back and you look at the Portsmouth game where we tried a whole new set of personnel, a whole new group, and we started slow in that game and eventually grew into it as well. And of course, I will call out the complacency. Definitely there was complacency, and while it's understandable when you are 60 places in between the teams in the tiers, in the ladder in English football, it's gonna creep in. Is it what you want to see? No. But I don't think there was such a level of complacency that if we get Chelsea in the next round, that we're going to see that again. That won't be there, I doubt that even based on that display, if we got Sunderland in the next round, there would be a whole different approach to that. And so the complacency doesn't bother me as much as maybe it might have. We're in the part of the season where just win games, man. Just get it over the line. There's no more, if we're not consistent, it's going to fall off. There's none of, we're past all of that really. So just getting it over the line is what's most important. And we did that today, and I'm very, very happy with the win, of course. I do think that I don't ever want to see that formation again. I mean, if Bristol City or whoever won the Port Vale Bristol City tie beats Sunderland and we play Bristol City or whoever, okay, maybe. But I don't like this. I don't like this three-back system. We don't understand it very well. We won't work on it. So it's definitely not something we want to see moving forward. But I thought that as far as individual performances, and I will say, once Trossard goes off and Nkapie comes in and we switch back to our normal formation, we looked even more comfortable and it looked a lot better. And I do want to call out Christian Norgard. Of the players who don't play a lot that did see lots of minutes in this game, I thought he was probably the calmest. He was probably the one who, definitely understood the assignment, kind of kept it calm in there in the middle of the park and was able to do what he needed to do in this game. And it's not anything that you didn't expect to see from Christian Norgard. Consummate professional. Thought he was very good today. Big up Marley Salmon. Yes, he had the mistake for the goal, and it let Evans in. And Mosquera struggled today. We saw that not only on the goal, but also in a couple of other moments where he was kind of beaten for pace. But that's all right. I thought overall he was half decent. Marley Salmon as well, half decent for a 16-year-old. So I thought that once we moved back to the four at the back and our regular formation, I definitely thought we were improved and we're even more comfortable as the game went on. You got to give big up Mansfield. Shout out to the Mansfield players. They made it a game. They worked hard. They brought the second team to the game. They, knew that there would be complacency, borderline arrogance as there was. And so they gave it a go. And, credit to them. They had 18 attempts in this game. But I think that was partly due to the fact that we didn't expect that much of a energy, passion, verve, fight, etc. right out the rip, combined with the fact that we were trying to figure our own shit out in the beginning. And so that definitely gave them some belief. And like the commentators were saying, for the neutrals, a proper cup tie, proper good game. I was comfortable the whole time, to be honest with you. I didn't necessarily think that we were ever in any jeopardy, especially since I knew the longer it went on and we weren't ahead, that eventually we would see the heavy hitters, and we did, and that was eventually what got us over the line. But I do want to shout out Max Dowman, of course. What a talent, this kid. Obviously needs some work on his finishing, but you're 16 years old. Everybody needs work on their finishing when you're 16 years old, so he's definitely going to grow into something very, very special as long as we protect him. And I think that if you look at the way Arteta has brought Saka through, the way he was able to, we're not going to say wrap him in wool and protect him because he gets kicked all the time. He's been injured a bunch. I think that the approach, however, has been good from Arteta, and I hope that we can replicate that with Max Dowman. I hope that, we can keep him healthy, keep his development going. And yeah, just a little bit more calmness in front of the goal. But, you can see he's confident taking players on. He's confident working with the players around him. He's got quick feet. You love to see that velvety smooth touch, and that will only improve. Hopefully he will continue to work and practice and put those hours in, and he'll continue to improve. I think he's very, very special talent, and I'm excited to see, especially if we get it right and, develop him the way we should. And hopefully, if this group goes on to become, Premier League winners, maybe lift this FA Cup, get the Carabao Cup, and this group become winners, then they can breed that into Max Dowman as well. And so that's definitely a positive from this game. Definitely glad that he is back from injury, got the minutes in the legs today. So we're looking forward to what he can bring in the future, and very excited about that. As far as some of the second stringers, not like the youth, not like the third string, but so Madueke, bro beans. This was an opportunity, I thought, for the likes of Madueke, for the likes of Jesus, for Trossard or Martinelli, to really put their foot forward and say, look, I'm your guy, especially Trossard and Martinelli out on the left. I'm the guy because Odegaard's gone down for a month, right? So Eze is going to be in the center. It's going to be Eze in the middle. We're not going to see him on the left like we really have been wanting to this season based on Odegaard's injury. So it's Trossard and Martinelli on the left, and they were both poor, man. Yeah, Trossard went down injured. That's not what you want to see. But I was hoping that Madueke and Martinelli would, put their best foot forward today and be like, yo, we have both done well in the Champions League group stage, both scored goals in the Champions League group stage. I'm going to give Mikel a headache today, and I am going to put my name in the hat for Leverkusen. And I don't think either of them did that today. I don't think either of them, and even Jesus had the same opportunity to say, look, coach, we just put 7 goals past Mansfield. The three of us just combined to absolutely destroy this second-rate team that that I hadn't heard of until this season. We deserve a shout for Tuesday. Nah, none of them did that. None of them did that. And Havertz, I thought he worked hard. I thought he, did his thing. I don't think he did it either. So the front five of Havertz, Jesus, Trossard, Nelly, and Madueke did nothing to show today that, they're trying to displace the likes of Saka, the likes of Gyökeres, and it looks like because Eze come on and showed them all up. So it looks like Martinelli, especially if Trossard's knock is, any kind of anything, Martinelli's going to be starting on Tuesday, which, okay. He does seem to come alive in the Champions League. So, maybe they'll have, more of, an intensity to their focus, a passion to the philosophy in that game in Germany, which we're going to need because in my opinion, we have to absolutely send it. Like the way the next, because I want to be able to focus on the Carabao Cup final in that, and if we send it in Germany and get a 2-3 goal lead, maybe we don't have to play both Rice and Zubimendi in that second leg. Like, give me 4-0 in Germany would be ideal, would be the perfect circumstance, and we can actually rotate in the second leg and be ready to go as hard as we can, balls to the wall, best team in the Carabao Cup final. So Madueke, bro, great finish for the goal. Some of the other attempts were atrocious. Some of the Mansfield attempts at the goal were better than Madueke's attempts. Bro, you damn near killed the corner flag with one. One of his shots went out for a throw-in. One of your shots went out for a throw-in. A throw-in. And the commentator rage baiting me, saying Madueke's been excellent today. Madueke's had a great game. Homie, he's been right in front of goal. We were horrendous in front of the goal today. Like the guys that should have been putting their name forward to say, yo, I deserve to start. I'm clinical. I can finish. Those guys, they were fucking awful in front of the goal today, man. What? This should have been 7-1. We should have massacred them. Not because, like, we're better on paper, but the chances we created that Jesus didn't finish, that Madueke didn't finish, Nelly was poor, was hardly involved, didn't really even have big chance himself to score. But that's the only real disappointing thing from it, man, is that, you didn't. There's no competition. There's no competition. The starting 11 is fixed. Like you're not. Jesus ain't banging down the door. Madueke ain't ever getting in front of Saka. Dude, the finishing just has to improve magnificently, phenomenally from these guys if they're going to have any chance of getting minutes for the rest of the season. Because it's very likely that there are no more Mansfields in the FA Cup. It's very likely that it's top Premier League opposition for the rest of the cup. So these guys aren't getting minutes. And if we don't decimate Leverkusen, you're not getting minutes in the second leg. You're definitely not getting minutes in a cup final. They got to clean it up, man. You got to absolutely clean it up. Jesus, bro, you're on the verge of getting sold. We got to clean that shit up, bro. For real, man. Madueke, same old story. Same old story, man. Like, he's got a chip on his shoulder too, Madueke. Like, I thought that if the guys were a bit less selfish today, and that's like even when Saka came on, there was a couple of selfish moments, we would have won 8-1. I thought that my favorite thing about this game, Eze came in and took control, said, yep, I'm going to do, this is going to be the Eze show. I'm going to do my thing. And he got the goal, great goal. And I thought that he definitely was the best player on the pitch today, especially for us. I thought that he's doing, as he's growing into the role as in this run where he's been, in that 10 over and over again, I think that he's been very, very good overall. And I think that today showed that he's starting to be even more comfortable in that role. And so I'm very grateful for that. Grateful, obviously, he's come on and got the winner and won the game. So big up Eze. That spot is his for the foreseeable future. And it's good to see he's really taking control of it and, and showing the comfort and giving him the skill that we know he has, given him the opportunity to express himself in there and score goals. And you love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. Yeah, and just shout out to the new signing Dixon out there on the right back from Stoke City on deadline day. I didn't even realize he was in the team. Good to get him some minutes. Good to get him in the team working with the guys. I thought when Hincapié came on, he was very, very good today. And so, yeah, we move on. We march on. Great win. Great result, I should say. Got it over the line. Big up Mansfield for what they brought to the game, made it difficult. And yeah, we look to Tuesday, make sure Calafiori's healthy, make sure Trossard's healthy, and we got, as many players as we can who are available for Tuesday. I think we absolutely need to send it. But of course, we will be doing a preview here on the channel for that game. So go ahead and smash up the likes for Arsenal getting through to the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. Of course, the quad is still on, baby. Let's go. Hype it up if you got any of those points left, of course, on your way out. And it'd be an honor, a pleasure even to welcome you to the community. So if you would, I would be so grateful if you could smash that subscribe button as well. Make sure you got the notification bell on because we will be back very, very soon. Of course, we're doing the Man City Newcastle watch along today, hoping Newcastle can pull out another stunner at home versus a Manchester club. So, of course, thanks again for being here, people. Come on, you Gunners, and you see me next time.